In 2003, Texas passed the most draconian medical malpractice so-called reforms in the entire nation. It scared lawyers from ever handling malpractice cases again. I decided to go the opposite way. I said all I'm going to do is represent these people because they need a lawyer. I always had the dream to build a firm to help people, people that they've lost loved ones, they have serious injuries. For the past 20 years, we've been representing patients. We have offices in Houston, Austin, Dallas, and Phoenix. We have a great group of lawyers that are dedicated to malpractice cases.
The kind of cases that we take involve anything and everything medical. So we're dealing with doctor misdiagnoses, nursing errors, medical device failures, basically anything and everything involving medicine. Medical malpractice cases tend to be the most difficult and most complex type of cases because of the nature of the subject matter, and we also have to have experts involved at every step of the process. Doctors may turn the other way when mistakes are made, but that's why it's so important for doctors to testify on behalf of plaintiffs and patients in order to make sure that there's accountability in the system.
What I'm looking for when I'm looking at a medical malpractice case is, did somebody fail to do their job? And when they fail to do their job, that can cause harm to a patient, and that harm can be very severe. That will impact somebody for the rest of their life.
One of the worst things that the state legislatures have ever done to patients are imposing caps on damages. All they did was create an environment where people weren't held accountable for their mistakes. The most simple definition of malpractice is negligence by a doctor or healthcare professional. But we don't accept that in other fields. We don't accept it when an airline pilot forgets to put the landing gear down. We shouldn't accept it for doctors and nurses either. They have standards to live by, and when they don't meet those standards, they should be held accountable for the harm they cause.
Medical malpractice is a huge problem in the United States. It is the third leading cause of deaths in the United States. Only 7% of people actually bring a medical malpractice case against a healthcare provider because they feel that a doctor or a hospital can do no wrong.
I think the most important thing for the lawyers to do is to always be listening, be empathetic, sympathetic, and have really good staff members, which is something I'm proud of, and make sure the clients feel that they've got somebody on their side. I've never had a client that didn't come up, hug me afterwards and say thank you, because nobody else would speak for us. Knowing that you're giving a voice to someone that wouldn't have a voice otherwise, that they're able to stand up and say, hey, what happened to me, what happened to my family was wrong.
We think about all of the years that we've spent with the clients. We think about all of the challenges that we were able to overcome. The feeling of pride that we were able to help these people in such a unique way and to be able to give them closure on a very dark time in their life. And to look at them after we have resolved a case in their favor in some form or fashion, be able to say, you're done. You can move on now, is you just fill with pride.
Every case is important at our firm, but the cases involving kids mean a little bit extra to me personally. Every parent's worst nightmare is losing a child. We keep a wall outside of my office with a picture of every child we've ever represented, so we can look at it and to remind us every day, this is why we do this. These are the people we're fighting for, and it's always going to be a little bit more motivation. You won't find anyone that's going to work harder, that knows more about this area of the law, and that's going to fight to the end like we do. We want people to be comfortable with us because we're going to be all in for them. Clients choose us because they sense right away that not only are we really good at what we do, but we're there for them.